Bonnie, you want to start?
Uh, well, I want to ask about basketball, but then about an hour ago, we got something much more important. I'm curious to know, A, what you heard, what you think, and how you feel.
We're right at the end of practice. The news. It's just so demoralizing. It's so discouraging. I just keep thinking about the generation of American kids of any color. Um, is this the way we want to raise them? Is this the country we want to live in? There's just so much violence. There's so much shooting, and it comes in so many forms. Whether it's school shootings or vigilanteism or police brutality, neighbor to neighbor. There's just so much violence, and it's demoralizing when we can't be accountable or hold anyone to account for it. And the really demoralizing thing is we have a really powerful movement that's happening. We have so many people who care about this country and so many people who want change and believe in equal justice for Black and brown communities, and yet we don't have it. It's such a tough hill to climb, but this long history of racism that we have in our country continues, and it continues in the form of this kind of violence, state-sanctioned violence, over and over again that we're seeing, and it's devastating.
Hi, Steve. It's Janie. Nice to see you.
Hi, Jeannie.
Um, how was it to get your group back together after all these months and just get to do some basketball with your people? I mean, after a trying time.
Yeah, this has been a really tough 6-7 months for everybody on Earth, really, with this pandemic and the way that it has affected everybody's lives from a health standpoint, from an economic standpoint, from just an emotional well-being standpoint. So I think for us, for our team, it was really a relief to be out on the floor playing basketball again together, competing, laughing, enjoying ourselves. And the guys looked great. There was a lot of good energy, and they had a lot of fun out there today. And first time really that any of them have had a chance to play real basketball other than just kind of one-on-one stuff in a long time. So great to see them out there.
What did you guys do, Steve? Was Klay there? Was everybody there who you expected to be?
Klay and Eric Paschall are still going through the league testing protocol, so those two were not here today. We expect them here later in the week. Draymond and Steph were not here. We did not expect them to come. Everybody else was here, so I think that meant 14 players, and we had a really good day of practice. I'm approaching this very differently from a normal training camp where we're trying to prepare for a game in 6 days. We don't have a game to prepare for, so this is really 2 weeks of basketball. We're approaching it very differently. Today we played a lot of 3-on-3. We went over 3-on-3 concepts. We did a lot of running and transition stuff, a ton of shooting. I think the guys enjoyed practice, but it felt like a good way to kind of ease into a little tougher practice, tomorrow and the next day, to the point where we can, ultimately the scrimmage 5-on-5 full court. We'll get there before too long.
What's up, Steve? It's Anthony. What are you guys missing not having Steph and Draymond there, do you think?
Well, I think, first of all, I want to make clear that this is a voluntary camp. And so, Bob and I have both been in touch with Steph and Draymond, and we are well aware of their circumstances. And so they both have important family issues to attend to. And so they have excused absences. So, would I like them to be here? Of course. It'd be, we know we're watching all these teams in the bubble, the ones that didn't make the playoffs. Even they got 6 weeks together to practice and play games and try different combinations and lineups. And we haven't had that opportunity. So, we're just going to use the opportunity that we have here over 2 weeks, just like the other 7 teams that didn't go to the bubble. And we'll try to make the most of this time and, get plenty of work in. And, a lot of guys are going to get a lot better and really thrive in this environment. I'm not worried about Steph and Draymond. I know how hard they work, and I know how they'll be prepared, for next season.
Hey, Steve. Good to see you. Hope you're hanging in there, all things considered.
You too, Mark.
Yeah, if you don't mind me going back to the Breonna Taylor ruling, from your vantage point, what reforms do you think or need to be put in place so there's finally accountability for when police shoot or kill unarmed Black people?
Yeah, it's a difficult question, or it's an easy question, depending on your perspective. From a legal perspective, I don't really know what reforms have to be made. From a human perspective, it's let's actually take care of each other and look after one another, and we've got to find a way to take a step forward in this country and get away from this horrible cycle of violence that continues and that has been happening for so long. It's a matter of humanity. These are human beings with families, and it's devastating to think of the emotional toll that these people are feeling, the families involved, but also just a generation of young people who are being raised in this country with so much violence and so little accountability for that violence. It's infuriating. And, I know that I'm one of many people who, really is invested in trying to help create some change. And there's so many people out there who care so much about this country and who are trying to help, climb a hill that has proven to be very difficult to climb. But we got to keep going.
Steve, could you tell us a little bit about the setup at the hotel, what the last few days have been like, and just kind of, what you guys are undertaking right now beyond just the court?
Yeah, we were quarantined at the hotel for the last 48 hours. So we checked in, Monday morning. And, the hardest thing was literally just not being able to leave the room for 48 hours. But, we survived. We're lucky we get well taken care of. And, we here we are back in the facility and practicing, and we're having our meals here. We've got each other. We've got a lot of entertainment. We've got a really good setup for the players and coaches to have a lot of fun and a lot of bonding and camaraderie. And we got an upstairs room in Chase that we've kind of set up as a player lounge. It's got a deck so we can get outside and get some fresh air and sunshine. And it's sort of a big arcade. We got a bunch of games and ping pong tables and cornhole and pool tables. And so, the players and coaches are going to spend a lot of time here at Chase. It's strange finishing practice and then not really knowing what to do. Normally we would, kind of tie up the loose ends and everybody would head home. So we got to find the rhythm of the camp and the routine here in the next couple of days.
Are you guys doing 2-a-days where you're like practicing in the morning and this is like the middle time, people chill at Chase Center, and then you guys are going to still practice later, or kind of what's the layout of the schedule?
Well, we're going to be really flexible with practice based on trying to find the right pattern and the best pattern for us. So we're not starting out with 2-a-days. We could morph into something where maybe we have a shooting session in the morning and a scrimmage in the evening. We're gonna play it by ear, literally day to day. And as I said, very different from training camp where everything is scripted, by the minute. This is much more flexible and off the cuff.
Steve, what kind of importance are you putting on team bonding and like reconnecting with the chemistry, like those extracurricular things to get to know each other again after such a long layoff?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. It's just being together, Kareth. It's been a long time since we've had the group together, and part of it is these guys just love to play basketball and compete. So we want to give them that opportunity. So the thing that I miss from playing, that every former player will tell you he misses or she misses from playing, is just the locker room banter and talking trash to your teammates and competing and making fun of each other. And so it was good to get back in the gym and feel that energy and that camaraderie.
Steve, this is Wes. Were there any, you mentioned the 3-on-3 and the shooting drills, were there any highlights from day one?
I think the thing that really stood out was just a lot of high energy. People were really ready to run and get out and play. You can only do so much, one-on-one workouts, with one player, one coach. It gets old, and we've got our young guys who have been in here for months now. Jordan and Eric and Juan and Kai and some of the other guys, they've been coming in here every day. So for them, especially to be able to come in and actually play basketball and compete is way more fun.
And I know Klay hasn't, gotten out of quarantine yet, but I know he was in the facility working out for a few days. Where is he at? Like, do you expect when he gets out and gets to practice, it's like full 100% go, no restrictions, or where's he at?
Yeah, he's doing well. He worked out here at the facility for, several days in a row, maybe 4 or 5 days in a row with Chris DeMarco. And Chris gave me really positive updates. And, I was here for a couple of those days and got a chance to see him. And Klay looks great, and he's anxious to play, so we're excited about that. All right, guys.
Steve, I got one more question.
Yes.
What's the latest on Kavan?
So Kavan went full bore today, and it's great to see. He's made great strides in the off season, and it was really exciting to see him ready to roll right from the beginning. And Rick was very pleased with his work over the past few months, and his he seemed to come through practice really well.
Any restrictions?
No restrictions. All right, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.